Hey there, welcome to Moms with Mouse Ears. I'm Diana and today we're sharing our experience at Lookout Cay. And this was our first time for our family to visit Lighthouse Point and Disney's brand new island location in the Caribbean. So we were so excited to finally see this island. I've been really intrigued with this because Castaway Cay is one of my favorite places to visit. So I was super excited for our day here. And on our recent cruise, we actually visited both places back to back. So we actually were at Castaway Cay the day before we went to Lookout Cay, so we were able to do that rapid back-to-back comparison. And our side of the ship actually was on the side that docked next to the port, so in the morning I was able to wake up and watch the Disney Dream slowly come into port there at Lookout Cay. It was a really neat time to kind of watch that different kind of docking, and the pier is really interesting. If you have not watched the Disney Plus documentary on Lookout Cay and the development of it, I highly recommend it because it explains why they made the decisions here and that this was to encourage the marine life to continue to thrive. So I think that it's so important to be able to do these special experiences, but also work with the environment when you are doing these experiences. So after we docked that morning, I got all of our items packed away in our beach bag. I'll share some of my beach tote essentials down below, but then we went off to breakfast at Cabanas to fill up before heading out on the island. Smells great. After breakfast, it was time to leave the ship and head down to do our own walk down the pier. And to be honest, we didn't really find the walk to be too awful long. It is a longer pier than a lot of destinations that we've been at, but it was an enjoyable walk. And even though it was about 100 degrees when we were down there, it wasn't too hot and it was fairly quick. It was 10 minutes or under for us to walk all the way up to the main gates. After you arrive at those main gates, you'll need to make a decision on where you're heading. So there's a tram to go over to that main beach area, and this is where you're going to want to go if you're going to eat lunch, if you're going to do some of those different character activities, or head to the family beach. You're going to want to hop on the tram to get over there. And then if you have an excursion, like we had a snorkeling excursion booked later in the day where we were going out on a catamaran boat, that's actually right as you get down through the main entrance. There is a small office there where you check in, and that is convenient to not have to hop on the tram once you're on the island. So we did have some time before heading off on our snorkeling excursion where we wanted to go explore on the main beach area. So we hopped on the tram to head over and do some exploring and check out what the island had to offer.
Okay, there's one. There's another one. And ooh, look what kind of picture. Selfie!
That's pretty much that.
Yeah, usually he's so crowded.
You can see on the ride out there that it's really just a paved road. There's no real shoulders on the side or any sort of sidewalk. So I would highly recommend just using the tram to get all the way out to that beach area. It was a bit of a ride, about 10 minutes to get over to the beach. And then they drop you off at a tram stop that's right there and has all of the shopping and food and direct access to the beach really close to where that tram stop is. Yeah. Yeah. It's got a pinkish tint. And the sand was truly interesting. When you got up close to it, it was more almost like a clay or almost like that sand that you work with crafting. And it was kind of pink. It had a bit of a pink tone to it, and it was really, really interesting. So I've been a number of places, of course, Castaway Cay before, and also places like the Turks and Caicos. And this was the most amazing, most interesting sand I think I've ever seen. After a bit of exploring at the beach, it was time to hop back on the tram because we needed to go over to check in for our excursion, and we had booked the Tropical Reef Snorkel Excursion. And this was really interesting because I couldn't find a lot of people that had done this online, so I will share that experience here in this video, but also just a separate standalone review of it. Spoiler alert, it was really fun. We definitely would do it again, and we really love snorkeling at Castaway Cay, so we were interested in trying something different. So they got us together in a group for everyone that had signed up for the excursion. It is an additional cost beyond what you have already paid to be on the cruise, so this is a paid excursion. They brought us over to a little catamaran boat, and they took us out a little ways down the beach to a coral reef, and we were able to hop in the water directly from the boat and do some swimming around. They actually brought out fish food so we could see the fish, and it was a really fun time. It was a really enjoyable boat experience to get over to where we'd be doing the snorkeling, so everyone could sit down or stand up depending on what you were comfortable with, and they played some fun music, and we got a great view of the ship as we were driving away. And then they just took us out a little ways. You could still see the beach for where we had parked. They anchored the boat, and we were able to put on all of our snorkeling gear that they provided and hop directly in the water.
These are really fun.
It drips.
And one of the things I've already been asked about the Tropical Reef Snorkel Excursion is, did we see a lot of fish? And we did see a lot of fish. There was a lot of variety of fish. The coral reefs were beautiful, and our guides actually brought out some fish food, so it attracted a lot of different fish to that reef area. So it was a really neat experience, and definitely different snorkeling here versus snorkeling closer to the beach or snorkeling someplace like Castaway Cay, because like I mentioned before, we have snorkeled there, but it is a little bit different because you're in a confined space where it's kind of blocked in on all the edges, and there are the nets on the outside, and this was a little bit more direct to the ocean, so you can have more animals and more fish free flowing into the area. Also, there's no Disney planted items to search for, so you're just looking at all natural and all of the nature things that are just in the area at that time. So really nothing guaranteed on what you're going to see, but still fun nonetheless. After our snorkeling time was done, we all got back onto the boat, took all of our snorkeling gear off and put it away, and then we headed back to where the ship area was. So this was a really great excursion that took about an hour and a half, and then we got back just in time to have lunch. So if you go at the 11 o'clock time, you will just make it back before the lunch closes. And we liked going that 11 o'clock time because we have tweens and teens that wanted to sleep in that morning, so it allowed us to sleep in a little bit, but also go back onto the beach after our excursion and do a few more things. Then it was time to head over and grab lunch before it closed up for the day. After a little bit more time at the beach and hanging out, enjoying the sun, it was time to head back to the ship. So we walked back across the pier to get up to our room, and we hung out on the veranda, kind of watching all those last minute folks come back to the ship. I always think that's a really interesting activity to do. And then I also think it's interesting watching at these ports when they're restocking the ship and watching the whole undocking of the ship as well too. So we did that, and then the fun didn't end here because it was pirate night. So we had to start getting ready for our pirate night on the Disney cruise. Oh yeah.
Belle, do you want to see those side structures?
Oh look, they got the Mickey hands out.
Take a look down there. You see how it's pushing the water out?
You wave at him?
I think the main one.
I know, it's so many red wagons.
I love them so much.
I loved that send-off. It was so neat to be able to see everyone from the side of the ship, and they had their Mickey hands out waving goodbye. So then it was time to head back onto the ship and have some fun because it was pirate night. So we got all of our pirate garb on for the evening. There was pirate decorations, and also there was a special pirate dinner this evening as well too. So since we had the second seating for dinner, we went to Mickey's Pirates of the Caribbean show first.
Is she going like this? Was she like going like this? She did that like baking on the stuff on her own? Yeah, that's true.
All accounted for rising! Away, away, away,
Yeah. We're also missing Pluto. Pluto. So I love Pluto, but you can barely see him on the ship. So we're going to see him tomorrow at 7:30.
yes, it is! Treasure! Treasure!
We love the way it looks. We love the way it feels.
And we love to sing our movie!
Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty.
I'm not doing this. I refuse to.
Official members of my pirate group!
The new caretaker and overseer of this fine vessel. Simply put, this ship is mine!
Now, crew, that was a great first outing away I
And then it was also Pirates Night at dinner as well too. We had a special Pirates in the Caribbean menu, and we could order some pirate-themed dishes. The meal that night was really, really great. I had a little bit of lobster inside my pasta, and that turned out really well. So I enjoyed the meals at Royal Palace, and there was probably some of the best meals on the ship for sure. And we had a great time with our pirate-themed food, and we had to eat dinner quickly this night because the fireworks were going to be at the show at 10 p.m. So we wanted to get up there and get at a great spot so we could see that.
Now, if everyone be worth their salt and faithful before the mass, say aye! Aye! It's that up in the flank. Yo ho, a pirate life for me. We pillage and plunder, we like a little trick up.
I think there should be a captain in there somewhere.
Captain! It's you!
Of course it's me. Who are you?
We're your crew. You know, Marie, Anchor Jim, Doc, Dirty Dan.
Oh, yes, now I remember. Who are all they?
They wish to be a new shipmate, Captain! That's a fine law!
I should be the judge of that. I've been needing a closer. Whoa, 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 whoa! Pirates like
Everybody! A pirate's life for me!
And that was the end to another fun day aboard the Disney Dream, so hopefully you enjoyed coming along for our day at Lookout Cay and an awesome Pirates Night at sea. So we'll have some more Disney Cruise videos coming up. Make sure to follow along and subscribe so you can always be notified of our new videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.